Hi, I'm Rob Seltzer, the Aortic Chef,
I'm Mindy Seltzer, the Aortic Dietitian.
and welcome to the Aortic Kitchen. So tonight we're in the summer, so we're trying to do some hot and cold things, some veggies and so on. But, you got to try to beat that summer heat. How do we beat the heat? Har, har. Yes, I know. I'm always making jokes. No, so tonight's show, which is brought to you by Aortic Hope, which is an organization run by volunteers to support survivors and caregivers of aortic disease. We are all uh, survivors or caregivers, the volunteers that all have aortic disease. We are working here tonight. If you see us on YouTube, please make sure before you go away, you hit the like button. You might want to make a donation. There's a donation button, and even put those little bells on there to remind you when we're on next time. Okay, so today, beets. Beets are great food, wonderful food. A lot of people hate beets, and some people love them. It's kind of like not in the, it's like this camp and that camp. I'm in the camp of I love beets, always have loved beets. Um, and I have made some challenges to some people out there that I know that I will flip them. They are in the no beet camp, but I said some of the things we're making tonight taste so good, you don't even know you're eating beets. And also, if you eat different beets, there are lots of different types of beets, and they have different flavors. There are red beets, there are golden beets, and there are candy cane beets.
Those are hard to find.
And there are white, there are sugar beets, which if you know that table sugar for a long time. Mindy's going to talk to you about how their table sugar is related to beets as well. But we've got several different things. I'm going to make quite a few preparations here tonight to excite you and show you. It's going to go pretty easy because most of it I had to do ahead. But do you want to talk history and nutrition first? Yeah. Okay, go for it. Take a break.
A bit of the history about beets. It's not a new vegetable. It's actually from ancient Rome or Greece, and they only ate the beet greens. The beet was more like a carrot originally, and the beet itself was used for medicinal purpose. The root was, I don't know what the medicinal properties were because I couldn't find anything on it, but they said they did. In 1447, a chemist in Berlin found a way to get the sucrose out of beets, and that's where beet sugar comes from. And if you live up north, we don't have cane sugar, so that's where the beet sugar is made, from beets. In about 1542, Germany and Italy created the bulb beet, which Rob can show you, still wrapped in foil, but the beet's in a round circle instead of like a stem. In the 1700s, it became widely used in, there's a bug flying in front of me, sorry.
Really?
It was right in my eyes. Widely used in the northeastern Europe because beets can grow all winter long, which is truly amazing because what grows in the winter? Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the nutrition of beets. 1 cup of the root part of the beet has about 75 calories. It's got 3 grams of protein, 3 grams of fiber. It's got potassium, B vitamins, and minerals of magnesium and phosphorus. The greens, about 1 cup, has just about 40 calories, has 4 grams of protein and 4 grams of fiber. Because it's above the top of the beet, it's got vitamin A, C, and K. One of the other benefits of beets is the phytochemicals. And it's inorganic. You've heard of polyphenols. Well, that's a phytochemical. They have a unique potential for cardiac health, and they're still doing research on it. So the phytochemicals are plant sterols. And plant sterols, when they go into your system, go into your blood, and they lower the cholesterol by slowing the absorption in the liver. Can you eat too many beets?
Sure.
What do you think?
You can eat too much of anything.
Okay.
And drink too much.
Well,
I know what happens if you eat too much red beets.
If you eat too much red beets, you're going to know what red looks like in the end of your digestive process, both in the urine and in your stool. If you have high quantities and you have a history of kidney stones, you have to be a little conscientious because beets are also high in oxalates. So if you have any kidney disease or kidney stones, make sure you talk to a registered dietitian or your healthcare professional. It also produces a lot of uric acid. So if you've got some other issues going around, it's better to talk to a registered dietitian. She'll tell you what you can and you can't eat. And that's about it on the history of
Right.
beets.
Now, some people have asked me about the red versus the yellow versus the candy cane. You know, is there any real difference?
There is no difference.
Right. In the
Minimal and not enough to make a difference if you choose to eat yellow beets or
right, because the
cane.
phytochemicals are like the anthocyanins, which are what make it red.
Correct.
And then you've got the carotenoids, like in carrots, that make the yellow beets yellow. But the difference is
so minimal,
so small, right?
Correct.
So just eat your beets, okay? Now you can be like my brother. I remember that story when we were kids. My older brother, he loved beets. I mean, if my mom put them out on the table, he would like grab the whole bowl and eat more than his share.
Absolutely.
And then I remember later that night, the scream that came from the bathroom when I'm being blood. Oh no, you know, and
purple.
And they went in there and looked, and yeah, it's just the beets. Now you learned your lesson. So a shout out to my brother on that one. He'll remember if he even watches my program, he'll know all about that. But if that's what happens, so if you do eat a lot of beets or the beet soup, or if you try everything on this menu tonight, you might have a little red. Okay, so don't worry about it.
One other thing about the beets is the redder the beet, the more earthy they're going to taste. As you get into the golden beets, it doesn't taste as earthy. Depending on if you use sugar or other seasonings, you can get rid of that earthy taste. And that's usually what turns people off of beets. Remember my story?
No.
Well, my son was 2 years old and asked the next door neighbor's kid to come over for dinner. And the mom asked me, what are we having? And I go, fish sticks and beets. She goes, he doesn't. I said, stop. Don't say a thing. He was 3 years old. When he finished dinner, he went running home. Mommy, I had the best dinner. I had beets and fish sticks. She goes, I got it now. Just let people try it. They may like it.
Right. Right. So that sugar beet, by the way, Mindy was talking about, say, it looks like a carrot. They're pure white and they're like 40% sucrose, I think it is.
Mostly.
Yes. So they extract the sucrose, and then, as I've been told by some of our other members who are in the cattle business, the rest of the beet like goes into cattle feed and things like that. But it's such a high content of sugar, and a lot of them they're grown in Ohio and Michigan, are a lot, and Pennsylvania are the major beet growers out there, and they're like planting. So they're a tuber. And so it's like planting your bulbs or your daffodil bulbs over the winter. They have to be in the ground and they mature underground. So, and then they get picked, but we cannot eat them. We can't eat the white ones at all.
I think we need to start cooking.
I know, I need to start cooking.
Okay.
I have a need for beets. So, any other questions, you can always send Mindy a message or me at Chef Rob at Aortic Hope, if you want to have aortichope.org, if you have any questions. So first thing, we'll go through this menu from kind of from soup to nuts, so to speak.
So I'm going to step aside.
Yes, please. So first thing is soup. So I love beets. A lot of soups have been made over the years. Beet borscht is one of them, which is a kind of a Eastern European Russian. You can either do just cooked beets in a stock like I'm doing, and then they strain it and just put the stock and the beets back together in a bowl. You eat it cold, and you put yogurt on it typically, and some dill, and it's absolutely delicious. Or sour cream, smetana, things, but they do a lot of yogurt.
So serve it hot.
We want yogurt. Then there's other cabbage borscht. There's the hot style that you get in a lot of delis and so on, and that's made with beets and cabbage and onions, and sometimes they put meat in it. They'll put short rib and such in it and make that a nice hearty hot soup with a really nice pumpernickel or rye bread, and you got a meal. Okay, it's really wonderful. what I'm doing tonight is a cold one. I'm not going to make everything right in front of you tonight because I got a lot to do. And these things are so simple. I mean, you can look at the recipes and you'll know what to do. So what I did was I took the beets and I use Savoy cabbage. It's a little bit sweeter than regular green cabbage. You can use green cabbage, anything you want. And some fennel, fresh fennel, that licorice flavored fennel bulb, okay? Equal parts, 1 part fennel, 1 part cabbage, 1 part beets. And you put it in a pot, you dice it up, and you put vegetable stock on it. And I didn't have any vegetable stock. So what did I do? I basically made my own in the pot. So to the beets and the cabbage and the fennel, I added a carrot, an onion, and some celery and some bay leaf and such to make my own vegetable stock at the same time I'm making the beet soup. And you let it simmer until everything's tender. So, you know, it can be 45 minutes or so. So this is what it's done. I strained it. I have this back. I have all the vegetables. Okay. Those are going right in my blender, my handy dandy blender. Look at that.
So can I talk a little bit about the beets you're using?
Sure. This is the red beets.
So these are red beets and you can buy them, almost most markets carry them, and it's a bag with already cooked beets and 4 in a package. So you don't have to cook them yourselves. Or you can find canned beets that have no added salt in it. That's a little bit harder.
Yeah, for this soup though, it's a little bit more difficult. The next preparations I'm doing, it's really easy to use the pre-cooked beets. But these, you need to cook these beets in the stock in order to extract the color so that you get this beautiful stock. But here's the stock that I drained. See how nice and red it is. So we put everything in here. I put a few extra beets in here because I thought it was a little light. So we're going to add a little bit of the stock. I want the soup to be thick. So this is a pint. So about half a cup in there right now to start. So we're going to put it on. We're going to roll. I have a spatula here that I can give a little stir. It probably just needs a little more liquid too. That's why but it's all feel, guys. So you just got to go with what you know here.
We happen to have a very powerful blender.
Right.
You could use if you have the blending stick, make sure it's deep enough, and you could probably use the blending stick. Otherwise, you'll be painting yourself red.
Yeah, this came with a blending stick. I kind of forgotten. It got chewed up in the blender when I was making something. So we all make mistakes. Okay. Come on. One more stir should do it. I hope. Now, a food processor you can use as well, but it's not going to puree everything as fine as one of these nice blenders. Okay.
A little bit of beet.
Yeah, well, it can be a little chewy, but this one is really supposed to be nice and smooth. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so that's very nice and smooth now. Don't worry about it.
Merci, Marvin.
And it just happens. It's a kitchen. So we're going to want to give it a little taste. Sorry about that. May have to adjust your seasoning and the texture. That's pretty nice as it is. Oh, by the way, this is also seasoned with ginger and some garlic. You don't have to use it. It's definitely ginger spicy. It's very ginger forward. It's nice.
He put a lot of pepper in it. He goes, oh, no, that was the ginger.
So I want just a little bit more liquid in here. A little bit too thick. So really simple. Okay, that's it. Put this in the fridge. It's already cold. See, I did this yesterday. I made the beet. I made this the stock and the soup yesterday, separated and chilled it down so it's ready for the program. So if you're going to do it for something, you can start the day before and then use it the next day. Is really easy and nice. So I'm just going to put this on the side.
So tired making it as well. Can I take the blender away?
Yes, we may unplug the blender and move on. I'll plate that up in a little bit. Oops, if I don't kill myself first.
Won't be.
I have tripping hazards in my kitchen. Okay, simple, simple, simple. So gather your vegetables, cut them up, put them in the pot, cover with the stock or with water, and let it cook till it's tender. Drain, strain, puree, serve. That's it. Simple, 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 simple. Okay, real easy. The next thing we're going to do, oh, this is really easy, this one. Pickled beets. Okay, pickled beets. Now, I made these yesterday because I have to in order to pickle. Now, this is made with the pre-cooked beets out of the box. Okay, this is like the most convenient thing ever. But this is the one that I am going to challenge Karen to make and to try, because I guarantee you they do not taste like beets. This is not your typical vinegar, sugar, salt pickle. Okay, this is very untypical. This does have vinegar, it does have sugar and a little bit of salt, but it also has red wine in it. It has orange juice in it, orange zest, and some secret little ingredient, horseradish. So this, and all you have to do with this, the original recipe that I have really does, it calls for you to take the raw beets and cook them and then peel them and slice, and right, and then put the pickle on it. Then you boil the pickling liquid and then pour it over. So these pre-cooked beets, all you gotta do is open the package, put them in a container, cut them up, put them in a container, make the pickle, which is just gather the ingredients, the orange juice, the vinegar, the wine, blah, blah, blah. Heat it up for about 3-4 minutes on the stove so everything kind of cooks together, and then pour the hot pickle over the beets and put them in a container. I've got a container in the fridge still. And tomorrow you have pickled beets, and I put onions in there as well.
You mentioned horseradish.
Yes.
Now, some people love horseradish, and they also eat red horseradish. The red horseradish is red because they put beets in it.
With beet juice. Exactly. Yeah. So let's talk about the beet for a second. So I have here, talk about roasting beets, because for the salad I have here.
I'm going to grab a plate.
Okay.
Board.
I'm going to show you. So here are the golden beets. Okay, and these are roasted in the oven, and you can see the nice, it's almost like a tree, right? You can count the age of it by the number of circles.
I have no idea what it is.
Okay, and then also the red beets. Okay, so we're going to make a salad with these, but to roast them. And I really like roasted beets more than boiled beets. You can put them in the Instant Pot. You can boil them on top of the stove. You get all that beautiful purple liquid. Okay, but roasting concentrates the flavors and the sugars. It doesn't leach out into the water, so you get more of that great flavor. So all you have to do is take a beet. Here's a golden beet. See, there's a lovely golden beet. They look orange. Take a piece of foil, put the beet in the foil, drizzle a little olive oil on top of it so it doesn't dry out.
Beet also little stringy root,
Yes.
leave it on, otherwise your beet will leak.
Yes, it will bleed during the roasting process. I just snip a little bit of it off, and then here's the top where the greens come out of. So it's like in the ground this way. There's the root and there's the top. Okay. So put a little olive oil on it and just wrap that sucker up nice and tight. Put in a 400-degree oven. Depending on the size of the beet, it'll take anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes to be tender. Just take a knife and just stick it right through the foil. And if it goes through the beet, it's done.
Turn it a little bit when you're cooking.
Then take it out and let it cool, and then you can peel it and work it. So, which I will show you that. I have another one still ready. Hold on. So this one has been roasted. So I want to show you how easy this is to deal with. So this should be a red one. See, it's bleeding. Needs a transfusion. Yep, I did. So here's what it looks like when it comes out. I just I snipped the tip.
You're not supposed to.
I was a beet moil.
You're not supposed to.
Yes, I know, honey. Don't tell me, okay? But
you did it.
no, actually, this one I didn't. I didn't snip anything. See, so this one just it bled through the top. See where you cut the greens off, okay? So really simple. All you have to do, you can run underwater, but you see how easy the skin just comes off. Just now, you can take a knife and do this. Yeah, sure. So this is it. The skin just peels.
He's wearing gloves.
Because my hands will be purple forever.
Well, not forever, but they will be stained down to the knuckles.
There's a beautiful red beet. And then all you have to do is just slice away. You can slice it, you can wedge it, you can make dices.
You will have to bleach your cutting board when you're done.
That's why I'm doing it on the plate.
Whether you have a plastic.
I also cut all these on a piece of parchment paper on the cutting board.
That was my next.
Well, good, you see.
Yeah.
At least thinking like I am for once. So there we go. That's all edible. Would you like that? So we have some beautiful red beet to go with our other beet. That's how simple it is. I mean, really, there's very little prep to do. You got to wash them first because they're growing in the ground. They're covered with dirt. Put in that foil, the olive oil, turn your oven on and come back in, a half hour or an hour and check it. That's all there is to it. And it concentrates the flavors and makes them sweeter than if you boil them. Okay. So I have this and this. We're going to make a little something with it. I'm going to try to be creative, guys, which can be challenging. Can be challenging. So we're going to make a little beet stack with this. In fact, in the recipe, I do it two different ways. I talk about it. A nice, trying to get these sort of look at the sizes of them. I think we're better with this. So I have some nice sliced beets. Remember that ricotta cheese we made a few shows ago when we were talking about making cheese with milk? So we had some milk that was getting long. So Mindy made more ricotta cheese, and then we took some herbs from our garden. So we have some parsley and some dill and some thyme. Didn't grab any chive. That's what's missing. Little pepper, salt and pepper, and blended it all in the food processor.
Added a little milk.
Yep, a little evaporated milk to cream it up, and now we have a lovely little cheese here. So that I can garnish with. Now I was talking about making like a stack like a lasagna, but I kind of think I'm just going to do an alternating layer of beets here. And I'm kind of missing something. I forgot. Oh my gosh, the pressure of this show just really messes me up. So we've got some lettuces. I've got some greens here. This is kale and spinach, baby kale and spinach. So lightly dress that. They're over here on the side. Okay, now this is being dressed with walnut oil and white wine vinegar and a little bit of salt-free herb blend. So let's just put a little green down here so everything stands out nice. Also make a nice salad out of it. See, I forget some things. I believe it or not, we do this program is without notes. I pretty much ad lib all the way. There's one of my secrets. And so sometimes I just forget where I'm at, what I got to do. Okay,
Help you
that
remember.
looks pretty
And that
good.
distracts them even more.
Yes, it does. You've always been a distraction, my dear.
Thank you.
And I find you very distraction. When I see you or hear you, I can't think of anything else. Trying to get some for later, okay, guys? Okay, so we'll alternate these red and these gold beets. Keep them coming, keep them coming. Here we go. I'm gonna stick another one up here. There we go. Would you like to put one there? Okay. Okay, nice. I think we're good. And we could put more around there, but you know, this is go on the table, can be shared and passed. Okay. Now my cheese. Do whatever you want with this, you know, get as creative or crazy or whatever. I took a quart Ziploc type bag and snip the corner off and put my little pastry tip on there. And now I can either, should we make little dots or should we just draw? You're the creative one.
See how it comes out of the.
Oh, I know. I already tried it once.
I wasn't here to go around the beet.
Around, as in, like
Yeah.
I'm doing.
Around the whole sides.
Oh, she wants me to go all the way.
Hey, hey, hey. I'll behave.
Yeah, try and behave.
It's not in my repertoire. Would you like me to turn it for you?
I'm going to, yeah. We're going to turn it. Hold on, I'm not done. I got to do this one up here. Okay, let's turn it around the other way. Keep going. 180 degrees. Thank you. Oh, no, that's not going to work that way, is it? It's all right. I'll just keep going. We got plenty of cheese, so we can do some later. There we go. Isn't that cute? And we'll put some on the sides here.
Make some flowers.
Little stars.
If you'd like me to finish that so you can get on to your next, I can do that.
Okay. Think you can handle this?
I think I might be able to.
Okay, here. I'll just finish this side. Okay. Mindy's gonna take that and go somewhere else, or
Right there.
oh, well, that kind of in the way.
Well,
Okay, so the next thing we're going to do here, by the way, are beet greens. We can show you those. Okay, these are the beet greens that came off of the beets. They're really luscious and delicious.
And they're organic.
Yes.
So they're not perfect, but doesn't
Right.
matter because you're cooking them.
So I'm going to cut these up when I have access to my cutting board. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's throw it in the fridge or move it out of the way, whatever you want to do. So my greens have been washed multiple times. Now, before I serve that, I have some extra dressing. I will dress the top of that as well. Make it look nice and give it a little more shine. So rough chop, nothing spectacular here, guys. Because what's going to happen to these greens when you hit that hot pan? They're just going to wilt. Okay. And we're going to serve them with another dish. So, all right. That's that. Let me put them on this plate for a moment while we move on to the next scene here. So the last thing I'm going to do is we're going to do kind of my zero waste deal. We're going to use the whole beet. So we have the beet greens. We have some beets. We're going to poach some salmon in the beet stock and then serve it all together on a platter. Okay, so this will only take a second.
Microwave?
What?
You can microwave, you're gonna use your.
Microwave what? The greens?
No,
No,
I was thinking salmon.
both. This only takes a minute. Salmon takes about 10. So we
Since
could,
beets don't have a lot of greens, you could also add a little bit of kale. You could add some turnip greens to it so you have enough to feed everybody, or just use a little bit just for flavor and color on the plate.
so that's just a little bit of olive oil there. Get things going. I mean, we could switch this back to the stove once I get it hot and finish it back here if we wish. So the salmon, what we're going to do with it, I'm going to saute this with some shallot and throw in some beets as well. So we're going to have a vegetable and a green. And the salmon, we're going to poach in the rest of that stock that I have and some wine that's been reduced. And here's the big thing about poaching like that. We do not want to drop the salmon into boiling liquid, because what's going to happen is just going to instantly cook on the outside. And by the time it will overcook quickly and it gets tough on the outside, you want to bring it up slowly or put it into a warm stock. So I have all those things here. In fact, I can just go ahead and, so I have my red wine. I'm going to take Mindy's idea for the second. Excuse my back.
Would you like me to put the beets in here? Or do you have something to go in here?
Hold on. There we go. So I put my quart of beet stock and some red wine. I want that really hot, so these things, and we'll just preheat this a little bit. I think we're ready. Yes, my greens are here. Here we go. I want it to. Well, we'll see. Okay, get these just to settle down. I have some additional beets back here. I'm going to put in with it. But it's fine. Let it go. It hasn't been a minute yet, honey. Okay, where'd you go with my tongs? There we go. So toss them around. See, they're already wilting down. And you really don't want to overcook these. It's not like cooking turnip greens or collards or anything. Okay, you can see if it's, stick your finger in that. Okay.
About 100.
Okay.
Does it take them up for you?
I'm gonna hit this with a splash of vinegar just because I need some liquid. A little white wine vinegar. It's almost done.
Wanted a little more color, you
Yeah,
put a little bit of
lovely.
the yellow beets in.
Okay, now the residual heat from the pan, we'll finish this. Thank you. Turn this down a little bit. Tom, if you're watching, we're gonna, well, this is Pyrex, not Corning. But you remember these, you can actually you have real Pyrex, you can put it on the stove, you can put it in the oven, you can put it in the microwave.
Let's face the facts. They're from the 70s.
Right.
We got these when we got married. All the new Pyrex can only
You don't
go
do
in the
that.
microwave.
Right.
In
So
the oven, they cannot be done stovetop.
here's the fish, some lovely salmon, nice and clean. I portioned. Let's just lay it in the beet broth. And this is the broth and the wine. And it's not going to take too long to put all this together. Oh, I forgot my shallots. Throw those in here. Sure. Don't put them all in. Okay. And so bring this up. I like my salmon on the medium to medium rare. So I like it a little very pink in the center. It's more flavorful, it's tender, you know. Hey, if you guys eat sushi these days, you're already eating, you know, raw salmon quite a bit. So as long as it's nice and fresh, you can do that. Okay.
Unless you have.
Just gonna take a few minutes. Right. You don't want to do that if you have immune issues or so on. Stay away from the raw fish. It's probably just not the best. It's like raw oysters and so on. Those things aren't the best things ever. So we're gonna put this all together. I've made rice. I have the fish. We have the greens and the beets to go with it. It's gonna be a nice little stack. And I have some fennel and so on to finish flavoring it with at the end. Okay. Nope, look at that. It's already, I hear it starting to boil. And I'm only playing with this because I'm standing here and I have nothing else to do. So I'm just going to keep moving it around. Really? It is up. So it'll be done soon. It's not going to take long. The fish does not take long to cook. But again, if this was boiling, I dropped it in, it would have curled up. The outside would have gotten cooked very fast, and then it would have restricted the even poaching. So poaching should be a nice, slow process. If you're poaching chicken or anything like that, just you don't really want to start with hot liquid, really hot liquid. Lukewarm, warm's okay, but don't put it into already simmering, bubbling liquid. Better to gently bring it up so you don't overcook it. Because what happens, it'll be dry, which is really kind of defeats logic, right? You think I'm cooking it in liquid. How's it going to get dry? But it still will, because as the protein coagulates, as it gets tighter, those protein strands, you know, they get tighter and wrap around each other. They force all the moisture out from in between them, and that moisture goes out into the liquid. That's how we get flavor when we make like chicken soup, okay? So same thing here. If we cook it too much, overheat it, it's going to push all the moisture of the fish or the chicken or whatever into the liquid, and there'll be nothing left in the meat, and it will just be a dry piece of meat.
So how come when you cook the fish sometimes in the center, it'll have this white color?
Okay, when you roast or when you grill, you ever grill salmon or other fish, and Mindy's talking about, you get those white bubbles, those thick white bubbles. Some of that's albumin. Okay, it's the protein coming out, but also it is some of the salmon and such. It's the fat, and when you see that coming out, if you see it, that's when you're done. That means the fish is done cooking. That we don't need to flip it over, honestly.
They have skin?
Yes, they do. I don't think they need to be, honey. Thank you.
One with a flip and one not.
Whatever. You want to flip one over, be my guest. See, it's gonna break and it's gonna fall apart. See? Oh, it's almost done. See?
Yeah,
I can see already from the top.
If you notice when you eat fish in Europe, they serve it skin side up.
It's not just Europe, it's all good chefs, honey.
Okay.
That's one, you're supposed to let them know that you have the skin on it, and then you brown the skin first. Whatever side you are serving is what you put in the pan first. So if you're doing it flesh up, you need to brown the flesh first, then flip it over, and then put it flesh up. But and that shows that the fish is fresh and so on, that it by leaving the skin on. That's why when they, years ago, if you got lobster dishes and lobster bisque and things, they would put You know, they would garnish it with like the head of the lobster and such. That was to show you that they had a live, fresh lobster. Same thing. Okay, I think we're done. Okay. So I think so. You can temp it if you want.
Right there.
Okay.
And what temperature would you like it at?
140 for finished fish is really the way to go. We're gonna let that sit there.
So we got to let it go a little bit longer.
Okay, yep.
We're only at 100 right now.
Well, but we're going to pretend it's done very soon, okay? So, all right, let's finish with this. We'll leave this on the stove. And
If we need to further bring it, I still can't do that. I don't know if you can see him, but he's flipping it in the pan.
yeah, it's
I put
easy.
it everywhere.
Easy, easy peasy. Okay. I also pickled some onions, by the way. Now this is just vinegar, sugar, salt, and water. I did what? That's like a pinch, like an eighth of a teaspoon or less in this whole thing. So, typically use red onions or white onions. I wanted the contrast with the color, so I went with the, yeah, you see, it's getting too hot there. All right, so let's go ahead and, wait, can I move that back here?
You can.
Okay.
Real quick. Let it cook.
Right, let's just turn it off. Oh, can't do that.
Should I pie holder do?
Nope, I got it.
There you go.
Okay, we can get rid of the stove.
I will take the stove for you.
Off camera. There we go. Okay, so here comes the big presentation moment. Here we go. I'm going to, yes, Minnie's ready to wipe. I'm just going to flip it. Okay.
Okay.
That clean. You got beet on the floor over there. How did that happen?
He threw beets around.
I did.
You did. Beets
Okay,
win.
so soup. I've got some nice, you know, it's so pretty. You want to do this in a clear container, not just a bowl. So I'm going to use a little martini glass for this. Okay. I'm not going to lick my finger. Okay. Soup. And I have some, yeah, just let it go till I'm ready to plate it. And we'll be
Just
ready.
checking.
Yep.
It will be perfect.
Now I have some nice Greek yogurt. Put a dollop on top of each of these.
Fancy, sprinkle some oil on it.
Nope. I'm not
Need
going to.
it.
I have other plans.
Ah,
Fennel fronds. Since it has fennel in it, we will garnish with some. No, isn't that lovely? Okay, soup is served. We have our beet, pickled beets, little appetizer. Wow, this makes a great meal. If you're a cottage cheese eater, which by the way, since I've had my dissection and we started the program and we cook with no added salt, it's almost impossible to eat cottage cheese anymore because regular cottage cheese in the store is so salty.
we did find a low salt.
Yes,
It
that
was
was,
only 200 milligrams in a serving.
and it was pretty good. It
was
it
edible.
was quite good. Yeah. So there's that one. And where'd you put did you put it in the fridge?
Gotta put what in the fridge?
The silver platter with the beets on it.
It's right here.
Ah, okay.
You must ask for it.
Oh, I have to ask. See, that's where it's gone after 48 years of marriage. I have to ask for it. There's our lovely beet salad. I can work on that one. Okay, let's not take any big pictures of that.
I think it's pretty.
I like the lasagna stack idea too.
This way everyone gets cheese on their beets.
Right, and we can pass it. I mean, that's really nice for a table to be done. So
We'll be happy.
I have a,
Okay.
I got one right here. So I have some rice back here.
We just boiled rice ahead of time.
Right, exactly. Okay, let's do a little.
Now, if you want to be really lazy during the summer, you can go down to the kosher food aisle and they have classic beet soup already in the container. And they even had it with no salt added. You could just pour it into a pan and add the fennel, and you had onions in it. And what else did you put in it again?
Cabbage.
Cabbage. And you can just take the already processed and add a few ingredients as long as you buy the no salt one. Because this is not a no salt one, and 1 cup has 670 milligrams of sodium. But they do make it with no salt added.
It's probably not real tasty.
No, it could be as tasty as yours, but if you doctor it up,
Right. If they do it right.
follow the rest of the recipe.
Okay. Here we go.
Pickled beets.
Pickled onions.
Oh, that's right. It's onions, not beets. Beets are on my mind.
Beats me. Why? I'm sorry, guys. I should be doing this
Yes, you should.
on the table in front of you as I build this. But I was just like into it, so I was going for it. So those are some pickled onions or beets. And then you can, now what I would typically do, I don't quite have time, take some of this sauce, the poaching liquid, and tighten it up. Take some and I could use the soup here, right? But we want some of this liquid. This is the natural broth, which is fine. But you can take it and once you get the fish out, take a bit of it out, heat it up, reduce it, add some cornstarch or some whatever you want to thicken it and have a nice little sauce. But this way, see, we've used everything. We've used the beet, we used the liquid that we cooked it in to go with our fish and everything. And it's got that nice color. When the salmon's very rich by the beet color and everything. So we have it from soup to, I know what I forgot.
Beet dessert?
No, when I said soup to nuts, I was going to garnish this with toasted walnuts.
Forgot something.
That's why I had the walnut dressing. But do whatever. It's in the recipe. You'll see that. And so we can take a little bit more of this and just, we're not going to taste. We're going to wait and take pictures.
I could taste anyway.
Go ahead.
Take it out.
Yeah, go ahead. Pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, really nice. The beets are great. The fish, I made this many times before. This was just me looking at the refrigerator one night. What do we have? And I knew I had the beets and okay, let's do this. And try it. And it's worked out and it's been a real favorite. So there you have it. Let's beat the summer heat with 4 new dishes, all healthy, no added salt, with lots of flavor. Okay. We have cold chilled beet soup with fennel and yogurt. We have pickled beets with onion and orange and red wine and horseradish. Okay, lovely. These, I guarantee you, I challenge you to close your eyes and know that it's a beet when you eat those. Poached salmon in beet stock, brown rice, beet greens, beets, and pickled onions. And then our roasted beet salad with herbed ricotta cheese and walnut dressing. So a lovely meal, great for company, or, take 1 or 2 of these things at a time. You don't have to do a whole beet extravaganza for your friends.
I would suggest you do 1 at a time.
Yeah, or maybe 2. Okay, we're going to eat it all tonight, so you know what we're going to look like in the morning. So,
Morning?
yeah.
I don't think so. Before then.
So, I want to thank everybody for joining us. And this-
Josh, how many people are participating?
oh yeah, we didn't talk to anybody.
All right,
have
let's
anybody
thank
want-
everybody for showing up. We've got Velda and Tom and Melissa and Ken and Christina.
Any comments?
Chris
Looks really
show up?
good, very nice, cool dish.
All right. I was hoping we had an outside guest, but I think he might have forgot. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Again,
I'll show it to him. All right. Well,
Or
we're
they
getting
don't know
along.
that they're supposed to log in to get chat.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
possible.
that is possible. So if you're out there, Chris, thanks for watching. And I'll talk to you later this week or next week. Well, I'm going to be out, so week after, whatever. All right. So this is Rob. I'm the Aortic Chef here for Aortic Hope in the Aortic Kitchen with
The aortic diaphragm.
here working with how to succeed in the kitchen and eat healthy and eat delicious without added salt. Okay. So I want to thank you all for joining us and participating tonight. I guess that's it. Good
We'll
night.
see
Have a
you.
great night.